Hello, this is Denton Yoder, instructor for BSE 2304, the Biological Systems Engineering CAD class. This is a re-recording of the videos for the AutoCAD class. I thought I better redo a bunch of them. Some are getting quite old. As session 1, we're going to talk about getting licensed for AutoCAD at Virginia Tech. We're also going to talk about some setup commands to make AutoCAD work for you. To start with, if you Google vt.edu and AutoCAD license, you'll find a page. The SWOT one is probably the easiest one. You'll find a SWOT page with Autodesk verification information. This is the process you're supposed to go through at Autodesk to get verified for an account for Autodesk products. Last time I counted, there were over 60 products that were available for you to download. Tremendous amount of them. All you have to do is register. If you don't want to do that, that's okay. I can also add you to my class roster, which will make you licensed for the semester. You'll need to let me know if you need on that. I may get a class list ahead of time and get it done, and we'll see. Every year we install the newest version, so you'll go to Autodesk, download the newest version of Civil-3d. It operates on Windows 64-bit. I would prefer you to choose English if you want me to help you with anything on it. Okay, getting started, you're going to have more than one icon. If you look through your Start menu, under Apps, Autodesk Civil-3d, you will have an imperial icon and a metric icon. Although we do cover some metric data in this class, we will never use the metric icon. The metric icon is to set all your preferences, paper sizes, things like that to metric. We will not ever use that. In class, we will always use the imperial icon. If you ever get your system configuration all messed up and you can't figure out how to get it back to normal, down at the bottom should be a Reset Settings to Defaults. This is your big reset button. It's good to know about. You can always get things reset by hitting that button. Once you do start AutoCAD, well, once you get licensed and get it installed through the Autodesk website, and you start AutoCAD, you install it and you start it, you get to a start page which allows you to create a new drawing or open an existing drawing. When you create a new drawing, you get to choose what kind of a template you want to use. There are probably 2 or 3 different templates that we will use during the semester. To start off, for the first 2 weeks, we're going to be using an ACAD template. If you hit the new drop down, and if it's not there, you can hit Browse to Templates and find it, but I already have mine here. It's ACAD. But if I hit Browse, it'll take me to a list of my templates, and I can hit AutoCAD. ACAD.dwt is an AutoCAD drawing template that is completely blank. The big thing you'll notice is that there are no layers or anything extra in this file. It's a very minimalistic. We will use this for the first 2 weeks. One of the things it'll give me is like no layers. I'm going to close that. After the first 2 weeks, we will be starting the actual civil stuff, and when we do the new Browse to Templates, there is a Civil-3d Imperial NCS template. So after the first 2 weeks, we will use the Imperial template. It's going to have all kinds of stuff pre-installed in it. The biggest thing we're going to be using are the display styles for points, alignments, surfaces. Everything we do will have a display style. There will also be a shitload of layers predefined for us, which we'll mostly ignore, but that's how you know you're on the right template. During the process of this course, we will create our own template. So we can include the things that we want. The biggest thing will probably be adding a border for our drawings. And we will make our own templates using that functionality. Okay, once again, I'm going to close this. I'm going to start another new one using the ACAD template. Okay, the first thing about Civil-3d there are two main modes. When you open yours, it'll be set up for Civil-3d. Mine is not. It's already been customized for AutoCAD. The process of switching between the two is going to be the menu command. When I type in menu, it says, what menu do you want? There is a C3D menu, and the C3D menu is what you will probably be looking at, which is the default Civil-3d menu. After the first 2 weeks, we will use this one constantly. But the first couple weeks of class, it is too much information. This has the points and surfaces and parcels and features and grading and alignments and assemblies and corridors and all kinds of Civil-3d stuff in it. What we're going to want is the menu ACAD. By switching our menu to ACAD, we are going to have a greatly simplified menu for the first couple weeks. When you switch the menu to ACAD, there are a few things we want to do to customize what I'm going to call a workspace. The first thing I'm going to want to do, though, is to probably save my workspace and give it a name. So if I go down to the gear icon at the bottom, that is the workspace button. If you can't see these icons, you may need to up your video to 1080p to see the icons clearly. Okay, so I'm going to do a save current as, and I usually just use my name, but I think I already did that. I'm going to make a DY workspace. I'm also going to check my workspace settings to make sure that it's turned on to automatically save. So I'm going to set DY as current and automatically save. I should be in the DY one now. Yes. Now that I have my settings current, the things that I change on the screen are going to be mostly going to be remembered. A few of my favorite things to do. One is to dock the command area. Right now I have one line of command area at the bottom of the screen. On the left end of it is the toolbar header that I can just grab and just bang it into the bottom of the screen, and it spreads out and goes to 3 lines. If I want more, I can drag it a little bigger as well, and that is my command area. I like having at least 3 lines of docked command area at the bottom. That's my personal preference. Now, another thing that is a thing for me is I like to have a menu bar at the top. Currently, all I have is a ribbon menu. I have kind of a quick toolbar at the very top, but then a ribbon menu. I want more. So I'm going to just type a command, menu bar, and I'm going to set that variable to 1. When I type menu bar 1, it turns on pull down menus at the top of the screen. This is my personal preference. I will be using them and I will be teaching them. The map menu may or may not show up on your machine. If the map menu does not show up, it's easy to load. there's a command called menu load. These actually are two different commands. The menu command means what is the overall or overarching menu structure we're going to use, and we will use that as a toggle to go between ACAD and C3D. So when we do menu, it changes our structure from the plain AutoCAD menu to the Civil-3d, or back and forth. Menu load is a secondary. Okay, so let's say I already have, let me unload my map right quick. So now map disappeared from my pull down menu. If you don't have map, all you have to type is map classic and hit load. I don't like to browse for it because the procedure I'm doing also verifies that it's correctly in my path and that I can find the map classic. Okay, so I did a menu load, map classic, and now I have my, I'm going to call them GIS tools included with my AutoCAD. Okay. When I type the line command and draw a line on the screen, escape to get out, nothing weird happened. On yours, it probably went nuts. There's one that I like to turn off. No, not that one. There it is, dynamic input. I hate this dynamic input with a passion. What it does when you do the line command is it gives you choices. And you can tab through different things you want to do. I'm going to escape that. And I'm just using E for erase and grabbing that to make it go away. But to be able to turn it on and off, you actually need it to show up. I'm guessing on your machine, you don't have all these buttons at the bottom. You probably have half as many buttons as I do. Well, I call it the pancake, clear on the right-hand end. If you hit the pancake, it says, which things do you want to see? Now, a lot of this depends on your usage case and your screen size. I'm working on a TV, so I have a huge screen size. I can have as many icons as you want. If you have a high-resolution monitor, you can put as many of these on as you want. You probably have the space for it. In learning, I like to turn them all on so that I can control them. My example is that dynamic input on your machine right now is probably not even displayed, so you don't even know how to turn it off. But by checking all the boxes, what that does is it enables you to see all of those toggles. There's a lot of them down here. Here's a grid. I'm going to turn that off. We actually could go through and turn about everything off. We don't have to turn everything off, but turning most stuff off would probably help us learn the system better. And we can come back and turn them on as we learn them and learn how to use them. We will want to use object snaps. We'll want to use the ortho or the polar. We'll want to use not the isometric, with the polar. We'll want to be using them and getting used to them, and then we can turn them on and use them. Okay. Another thing that I'm going to want are toolbars. So I have just a few shortcut toolbars at the very top. They're just generic, but I want to add my own. And there are hundreds of toolbars in here. We just got to find them. Now, the toolbar command will show us a list of all the toolbars in a graphical GUI format. I'm going to do it command line and just show you how easy that is. To use a command that comes up with a dialog box, to make it command line, all I have to do is put a minus sign in front of it. So if I type in minus toolbar, the computer comes up and says, enter a toolbar name or all. If I type in all, enter, and show, S for show, in AutoCAD all you have to do is type whatever's capitalized when it's giving you options. So S gives me show. I can type it all the way out, but I don't need to. When I hit show, I get all the toolbars that are available. That's a little crazy. I'm going to hit enter to repeat the previous command. I'm going to type all, and I'm going to put H for hide. I'm going to hit enter to repeat the command again, and I'm going to type in draw show. And S would have been good enough for show. But anyway, what that did for me was it turned on the draw toolbar. Once I have one toolbar, I'm golden. I just used draw because that was an easy one for me to remember to type. But if I right click on any toolbar that I have, I get a list of all the toolbars that are available. So now I can grab all of them I want. I like the 3D navigation toolbar. I like the layers toolbar. I like the, what do I like? I'm going to go down and grab the view toolbar. I'm going to grab the viewports toolbar. I'm going to grab the, scroll down a little bit more, visual styles toolbar. Now, I like my visual styles to be over on the right, and I like my layers to be over on the left, so I can rearrange these things however I want, but you probably get the idea of these toolbars. If I right click, instead of right clicking on a toolbar where it gives me all the toolbars, I can right click on a toolbar docking location, and it'll give me a list of all the menus that are loaded as well. So not just the toolbars, but the menus. And so I can get all the toolbars from other menus as well as the AutoCAD menu. Okay. I'm just going to try something. I can't remember. I'll probably have to look this one up. Menu load. Express. No, I'm going to have to look that one up. I'll do that one in a later video. Okay, so what that's done is we've started AutoCAD. We've set the work group to our own name. We've loaded the menus and the toolbars we want. We docked the command line. We turned the menu bar on. We turned off the dynamic input. I think I'm happy. Now, one more thing. I mentioned that the menu command will let you switch between the AutoCAD menu and the Civil-3d menu. If I do switch to Civil-3d, I got to start it and do it all over again. I need to set up all these things for me, just like I did before. But I did that last week, so I have one called Denton, which sets it up for me automatically. So, menu lets me choose which menu palette I want, and then workspace takes it to the settings that I just set up and saved. And evidently I didn't set that to automatically save. So I'm going to have to do this one again anyway. Workplace settings. Well, it is on autosave. Maybe I needed to leave the drawing or something before it. But either way, I'm going to have to redo this again this time. But it shouldn't take long. Menu bar 1. I see my menu load for map is already up there. A minus toolbar. Draw, show. Turn on the toolbars I want. I want layers. Cool. I want 3D navigation. I want that to the right of layers. To the right of layers. I want views. And I want it on the right as well. But anyway, hopefully you're getting the plan. Hopefully I get it saved this time. And I'm going to close my AutoCAD. Catch you later. Bye.